So I would suggest that the exam bodies should also talk to their staff. There are better ways of monitoring exams. It must not necessarily you coming to create a scene so that you make a name for yourself. I don't think it's helping us.
Okay, welcome to Stakeholders Viewpoint. I am Chus Krista right here on Krista Education TV, Krista Education Media, either on Facebook or on our YouTube channel. Okay, if you are just seeing our video, if you have not liked or subscribed to our channel, please do well to do so and share our content if you like what we are doing to encourage us. All right, on Stakeholders Viewpoint today, I am having Mr. Francis Ayonya, the director of Iron Dave International Academy, all the way from Ushafa, joining us today to have a discussion on what is happening around education, talking about the 2025 school resumes and then the challenges parents are facing and what he has to say to parents and quite a number of them. Mr. Francis, it's good to have you on Stakeholders Viewpoint. All right, let's take this question from you, Mr. Francis. Yes, 2025 has begun, and the year is already. We're already in the middle, in the second month. Yes, February already. What do you have to say about the year, and what is your goal for the year 2025?
Personally, we want to move from one level to the other, spiritually, physically, financially, and otherwise. And as a school, we want to achieve better results, improvements on our teachings, welfare of my teachers, transformation of the school, to give it a first look. This will be my major, things I want to achieve as far as 2025 is concerned.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Francis. Now let's look at your advice. When we talk about, every year comes with its challenges, and one of the biggest challenge school owners are facing is what has to do with school fees and the school fees collection. What do you advise to parents, especially as regards school fees and paying their children's tuition? What do you think parents should do differently? Of course, coming from December, we know expenses and other things are wrong. What's your thoughts on this?
It will be good we have plans. I've discovered that parents always find it difficult to pay their fees. I will advise or suggest they have better plans as regards payment of fees. When you plan this payment, it will be very simple. But if you don't plan it, it becomes a challenge, to you. And what do I mean by that? Like during the early or the festive periods, some parents who knew they were going to travel and spend more than expected called the school and made their payments. Now that we've resumed, they don't have any business with school fees. There's some who prefer to travel, spend the money, then come to school and start making excuses. So I will suggest that they should have better plans as regards payment of their children's fees, so that it will not disrupt our learning process.
All right, parents, you had that. Plan yourself, Planning is of essence so that you don't get into trouble with schools, because at the end it affects the learners and then the impact is always on the learners. Now, Mr. Francis, you have been in the education sector. Yes, I know you to have been part of examinations and all that when it comes to school and all that exam running. But before I ask you the question on examination, can you tell us what do you think the federal government, the government of Nigeria, should do differently as regards education in Nigeria? What's your take?
Well, you see, we have always been having this back and front policy as regards education. Right from the primary to tertiary institution, the government is not really funding education. Government appointees, square pegs in round holes, and round holes. In fact, the whole thing is just confusing. You see a government appointing somebody who has little or no knowledge about education, you make the person a minister of education. What has the person to contribute to the growth and development of education? And the people who are working, the so-called staff and whatever, working in Ministry of Education, most of them are not, they are not educationists. They know little or nothing. You see scheme, the syllabus, you see everything is just modeled up. And so if the government will really look towards that area and see where, qualified and dedicated people have been given appointments, to see how they fast track some of these challenges we're having and then proper solutions. I think it will go a long way to helping the educational system in the country. So the right people should be appointed and given the jobs and the opportunity, the resources to man these positions and move our educational sector to the next level. That is all I will advise.
All right, Mr. Francis, thank you so much for that response. Yes, putting square pegs in square holes are very important. Putting people who have education in mind in order to get the best out of education is very, very important. You have been in the picture of running examinations and conducting examination, and we know that examination malpractice has been in the hike, and then the agencies are looking at how best they can actually solve this problem. As a stakeholder in this view, what do you think that should be done differently in order to curb examination malpractice? Yes, what do you think?
Well, examination, they say, is never the true test of a child's knowledge or ability. We focus in this part of the world, we are so concerned about certificates. Most times it's not all about certificates. Now, when these questions are set, who are these people that set these questions? The teachers that teach these children are not part of the system. And so they understand better these keys than the examination bodies, who come together, assume that these keys are taught like this. And so their questions are set based on their own assumption, not what the teacher sees in the class. You see, so I would suggest if teachers will be invited or to give them prototype questions. These questions will be basically based on what these kids are taught. It will go a long way to helping them. And then most times, the syndicates, those who come around, they create fears. These kids, once they see them, they are completely off. And so sometimes, but some of them, they are very jovial, they are very calm. When they come, they talk to these kids, they compose, the comportment is there, and so you see these kids flew. And sometimes some of them will just come and make it look as if it's a do or die thing. And before you know it, the kids lose track and then start writing trash. So I would suggest that the exam bodies should also talk to their staff. There are better ways of monitoring exams. It must not necessarily you coming to create a scene so that you make a name for yourself. I don't think it's helping us.
All right, sir. On a final note now, looking at the 2025 exams, talking about Junior WAEC, NECO, NAPTEP, and all that, what do you have to tell all the learners who are going in for these examinations?
I will tell them that determination expels failure. They should be determined, they should be prepared. There's just nothing they cannot handle if they've made up their minds. So they should just go out there, feel free, and do what they know how to do best, and God will see them through.
Okay, Mr. Francis, I must thank you so much for joining us on Stakeholders Viewpoint today, and we hope to have you any other time we need your attention and your point of view on Stakeholders Viewpoint talking about education. I am Truth Krista, and thanking Mr. Francis from Iron Dave International Academy, all the way in Ushafa, Zone D to be precise. We are happy to have engaged you today, and we do hope we keep engaging ourselves and looking at how we can solve the problems of education right here in Nigeria. I am Truth Krista, and I'm saying If you have not subscribed to our channel, I wonder what you are doing. Have you seen our Student Speak? Yes, Student Speak. It is coming up and it has continued to drop. Last weekend we had the Iron Dave International. Yes, interestingly, Mr. Ayonya school had a talk on. They talked about the female genital mutilation. That's a FGM, right? Zero tolerance, because on the 6th was precisely the date for the zero tolerance, and they spoke about the need to join the affirmative agenda, unite to end FGM. That is the much we can take today. See you again on Stakeholder Viewpoint. And until then, keep learning. Don't stop learning, because when you stop learning, you start dying. Bye for now.